What is going on, Mets fans? We're back. Again, I'm sorry. We keep taking weeks off, but soon enough, we will be here steady. The good news is the Mets snap the 3-game losing streak and pick up a big divisional win here, Entertainah. We take game one with the Atlanta Braves, 3-1. Hard-fought game. More injuries to talk about. But let's start positive. We win a big game against the Braves. Not too bad, 3-1. We find a way to win. We were talking about this off air. It's not going to be pretty, but hey, let's just keep getting W's, right?
Yeah, man. Tino, man, I can't wait to start talking a lot more Mets baseball once we both have more time after the basketball season, once the playoffs are over. And hold on one second. Just got a pop-up. But, yeah, I got to watch tonight's game. Haven't been able to watch it. I didn't really get to watch much of the Rays series. But like you said, man, there's a lot of bad news that came out of this game. We're going to talk about that throughout the stream. But the one thing that I want to continue to drive home is it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. And the Mets are finding ways to stay afloat. We're 19-16. We're still 3 games over. We actually went to the game during the 7-game winning streak, which was great. The Mets played great at home. And then, we had a couple of tough series here against the Rays and against the Braves. We usually don't play too well against them, but found a way to get a win in the first game. Tomorrow, I think it's going to be a bullpen game, but a couple of clutch hits today, back-to-back doubles from the catchers. And the bullpen pitched fantastic. The bullpen coming in after the injury to Taijuan Walker, and hopefully he's not out for too long. But the bullpen really got the job done today, and that's kind of been the story overall this season. And I think that's the main reason why this team is 3 games over 500 right now is the performance out of the bullpen. That was kind of our biggest fear going into the year. And overall, I think you got to be pretty happy if you're a Mets fan with the bullpen. And it's kind of what the Mets do all the time. Like, you think back to the 2019 team, Tino, we went into the year thinking the bullpen was the strength, and we worried about everything else. This year, we're like, the lineup's good to go. Starting pitching's been good, but we said the lineup's the strength. We're good to go. And the lineup just hasn't been there. Lindor's batting 185.
Tino, I put out videos saying this could be one of the best offenses in the league. We have the 28th ranked offense in terms of runs per game and average right now. It is not great. And then if you count in the guys that are on the team right now playing, it's even worse. They were talking about it. You take away the home runs and some of the guys that are hurt, it's literally just Pete and Lindor, and then I don't think we got a guy in there other than McCann who probably has more than 2. It's like it's really ugly to look at. Or Dom, of course. Can't forget about Dom. But I want to shout out some of these guys in the chat here. Ray West, thanks for popping up as always, man. Josh, what's going on? Asia, we went to a game and we didn't inform you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we were catching up. We had never met before in person. I had a great time with Tino, and we're going to be going to another game soon. We were talking about it. We're going to try to maybe go to the Atlanta game if we can. When they come back to Citi Field, or one of those games on the next homestand. And we're going to try to vlog when we go there, maybe go live for a little bit next time. And we had an absolute blast. We were at the Coca-Cola porch or whatever it was. And it was great just to get back to some sense of normalcy. I was saying that throughout the game, to be able to go to a game, cheer, for your team, and just to be able to go to a sporting event was a lot of fun. And I had a blast meeting Tino.
Yeah, Coke Corner used to be the Pepsi porch, I think, or maybe the Pepsi porch is on the other side. I'm not 100% sure. Justy, thanks for popping in. Body Knowledge, what is going on, man? The game was great. We did not give Matt Harvey a standing ovation. A lot of the other people did. We definitely got a really bad sunburn. At least I did.
Oh, my God, dude. I wish I had a short-sleeve shirt on right here. I have a farmer's tan from that game. I look Spanish right now from here down, and here up, I'm completely white.
My neck was disgusting. It was so bad to look at. I want to touch on a point, though, Mets-wise, on what Gabriel said. I'd rather this happen at the beginning of the season than later on. This is what I've been saying with all our injuries. Ideally, with baseball, more often than not, June's that target point. You get all the preseason injuries out of the way and returning. Noah, Lugo, all those guys are supposed to come back towards June time anyways. At this point, with everyone taking their 2 weeks off right now with a 10-day DL or IL, everyone's coming back in June at this point. Like, we might just check out of May here. Like, if we can get out of this thing at 500, a couple games over 500, that's a win, because we're not going to have a majority of a roster. I think if Walker goes, we'll have 13. If Pilar goes, we'd have 14 people on the IL right now. I mean, that's aggressive. That's an aggressive amount of people. So, I'd rather it happen now and everyone get, back for June. Heck, even the All-Star break, that's what we feed off of as Met fans anyways. But it is insane how much we are getting hurt right now.
But from a positive standpoint, like he said, I'd rather it happen now, and hopefully we get back to full health maybe in a month. And like you said, hang around 500. The Mets have also been very fortunate that nobody in this division is running away with it. Nobody in this division is running away with it. And I don't think anybody is. I think we're going to beat up on each other all year. And I think when the Mets, hopefully fingers crossed, get healthy, they get their starting rotation in order. If they could remain around the 500 mark, I really think they're going to be able to put the pedal to the metal and potentially run away with this division. But it's about staying within the race. Right now is a big win. They needed this win tonight. I mean, they got swept against the Rays. You're playing a formidable opponent in the Braves who are kind of off to a slow start like us. They're banged up like we are. Even Acuna, on the fly ball, you could see, I think he's coming up a sprained ankle. I think they were saying during the game, and you could see he is not 100%. He struggled bending down to get that ball. So, the Braves are banged up as well, and I don't think anybody's running away with this division. So just keep treading, staying above water, staying above 500, and find a way to get it done. Eventually, these bats have to wake up. Like, there is no way Lindor could bat 185 all year. It just can't happen.
And it's funny that MH is saying call up the entire AAA roster. We already have the entire AAA roster on the team. What are you talking about? Call them up. We have no more people. We got to go to AA soon. I've been saying Maruccio. It's realistically a possibility at this point. It's insane. I talk about from bad to worse. The Pilar thing happening after all the graphics at the beginning of the game of just, constantly the commentators talk about the injuries and just that was one of the most gruesome injuries I think I've seen in a minute. Prayers for Pilar, like you guys are saying, Ray. It was ugly, man. I mean, he was gushing. That was really graphic, and they had to literally disinfect the batting box. That was insane.
The second I saw it, I even tweeted out on Twitter. As soon as I saw it, I said, "Oh my!" That was my reaction. Oh my God! I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like that. Obviously, I remember Piazza getting hit in the head. I've seen players get hit in the head before. This guy got hit in the face, like square in the face. I didn't get to see the replay because I didn't want to watch it again, but you saw the blood gushing out of his face. It was graphic. And, they were talking about it during the game. Like he's been hit in the face before. And I didn't know that. He's got to get one of these face protectors on there. You saw Dom Smith with it. You saw Pete with it. Had he had that may not hit him in the face. And that was tough to see. And Pilar's been playing very well for the Mets. So it's going to be a tough loss. I figure he's probably going to miss at least a week, maybe. Make sure he's okay, but
he was batting cleanup for the 5th time in his career today. That's how hot he was hitting.
Yeah, and how beat our lineup's been, and how banged up we are.
100%. And everyone in the chat is saying eventually we got to start hitting, right, Lloyd? I mean, and you were saying it. Eventually we got to start hitting, and again, the craziest takeaway. We bring up a guy in Fargas today, rookie, first hit. Acuna doesn't play it well, but I think Nito scores that anyway, giving us some insurance runs. We are really throwing guys together right now, and for some reason, this team keeps finding a way to win. We are not scoring more than 4 runs a game. We won with 3 runs scored again, and that's a credit to our pitching staff. But I don't know. There's something about this team, man. I don't get it. I can't figure it out. I don't know if it's good or bad that we're cycling through these players. And mind you, this injury bug is going throughout the entire league. Trout got hurt today. Again, Acuna's playing through injuries. Fried got pulled in the 7th. I mean, there are guys going down everywhere.
Yeah, I saw Body Knowledge actually bring that up. He said injuries are throughout the league. Maybe. I mean, who knows? Who knows what it is? But it's definitely been a weird start to the season, specifically for the Mets, and maybe some of it, Tino, has to do with the fact that we've had so many off days with the rainouts and the double headers, and it's not natural. And maybe that has something to do with it. Who knows? But it's just been a lot of bad luck so far for the Mets. But I do think it's a good, every team's going to go through this throughout the year. It's just inevitable. It's a 162 game season. You're going to have injuries, and the good teams overcome it. They find ways to overcome it. They play 500 ball when they go through spurts like this. And that's what the Mets are doing. I don't know how they're doing it. They're -8 in the run differential. I think our team batting average, I checked before the stream, is 132. I mean, we're not hitting at all. And I'm kidding about that. Obviously, I'm exaggerating. I'm exaggerating a bit, but we're not hitting. But the bullpen's finding a way to get it done, and we're finding ways to win some of these baseball games. We just had a 7-game winning streak, and you got to hope that they're able to keep this up.
The saddest thing was that I kind of didn't even want to cross-reference your number. I was like, probably. Probably that's what
They probably are hitting 132.
Not for nothing. We're actually on the hot seat because one of the best offensive days we've had was that game against Harvey that we were at, and things kind of went downhill after that. They lost 3. I'm glad they broke it for us today. I'm glad. Like, if we hit a losing streak since we went to a game, I don't know. I might be parking my ass at home for the rest of the season. I don't want to start any more losing streaks. That was the peak of the winning streak and the start of the losing streak. But yeah, all right. So let's talk about this game a little bit more. Walker obviously hurt. Ideally, to me, this looked like an injury similar to Jake's. It didn't look like he was grabbing his hamstring too much. He was pointing to his shoulder, his like upper shoulder. But what they classified it as is left side tightness. I'm pretty positive that's what they said on broadcast. It was left side tightness. So we don't know what this is. I don't know if he's going to the IL for sure, but I think he'll definitely miss a start or two, which means our starting rotation gets even thinner and our bullpen's going to get worked even more. But honestly, I guess the way we look at this is that Stroman's got to step up. I mean, he's got to be the ace he's been. And, I mean, Peterson, we didn't get to cover that Rays game, but Peterson looked pretty damn good in Tampa Bay. If he can give us some of that, we might be able to bridge this gap.
Peterson pitched great in that game. And, maybe they shouldn't have started him in the 8th. I don't know, but they pulled him. The bullpen kind of blew it, but Peterson pitched great in that game, and we're going to need him. We're going to need him to step up because right now we are decimated. And I think the bullpen's going to get taxed again tomorrow. And hopefully they can bridge the gap and keep this going and find a way to win at least 1 out of the next 2 against the Braves.
Simon, I hope he's good too. And honestly, I think he might have broke his nose. Ideally, what we got to hope for is that he's not concussed. I mean, that's the issue. I'm sure he's going to miss time either way. But ideally with something like that, that's head injury. I mean, he could have landed. I don't think he dropped. But, like, there's a million things that could have happened. Head trauma when he lands. Like, all that other stuff is, like, the worst case. If he just broke his nose and that's where the blood's coming from, we could be okay. We could take a sigh of relief. He's just got to play with a mask on.
Yeah, when I saw him get hit, it was encouraging. I don't think it was a concussion. We'll see. But you saw him banging his foot on the ground. It seemed like he was coherent. It seemed like he just got hit in the face. So I don't think it's going to be a concussion, but obviously they're going to check him for that. And hopefully that won't be the case. Obviously I'm not a doctor, but that was just my initial thought process when I saw it. It didn't look like he was out of it. It just looked like he got hit in the face. And he was able to get up on his own feet. And I think there's going to be a broken nose. I mean, you get hit with a 95-mile-an-hour fastball square in the face, you're going to be out for a bit. And hopefully it's not too long. And I was actually going to bring this up. I saw Ace Rolla said at one point in 2015, we had John Mayberry batting cleanup. Yeah, we did for a pretty extended period of time. If I remember, at least a 15, 20-game stretch. And it was a similar, obviously we hope we get a similar outcome this year, only we win in a World Series. But it was very similar with that team that year. They kind of just found a way to tread around the 500 mark. They had some injuries, and they got some, they got some mercenaries. They brought up Syndergaard. Obviously, they made the trade for Cespedes, and they put the team over the top. But, yeah, that team kind of, found a way to hang around 500. Very good comparison.
So, yeah, Floyd, as bad as we are right now, we're still in first, and that's honestly all I keep saying. It's that, we got to be happy where we're at right now. We're above 500. We shouldn't be, running to tell the papers about it. We're 3 games over, but at the same time, yeah, the division's struggling too. But, I mean, we have our fair share of struggles. So if they're struggling and we're going through the worst of what we got going on and we can still stay in first place, that's a good shape. As bad as it is, Daniel, as bad as they are playing, I'll take it, man. I will take it. And it does help that the Nationals are getting worse and the Marlins are starting to die out. Yeah, Trout got hurt. I want to say it was something lower body. It was oblique, maybe. I don't know what they called it. I feel like you don't know until the next day, anyways. I mean, whatever they call it, day of, you're not too sure. But they did pull him from the game. Alex said Cespedes is still at the ranch. Time to send the horses to go get him. We might need him. Honestly,
I was actually going to bring it up. Do you see them with all the injuries we have? I'm not saying Cespedes, but do you see them going out there and trying to bring in somebody, a body on this team? I'm not talking about the farm system. I'm saying somebody from outside the organization. Do you see them trying to bring in somebody to try to mend the fence here?
Yeah, somebody. I don't know who, and we'd have to look. I know you guys are throwing some names around. You said Matt Kemp's available, Puig. I mean, it depends. I think it depends what they're trying to do. I mean, they're definitely going to have to reevaluate their farm system situation for sure, probably at the soonest. But I mean, we pretty much called anyone up that was on the spring training roster other than our prime first round rookies. I mean, the only guys that played spring that aren't here right now are definitely Maruccio, Beatty, and Pico Armstrong. I mean, Khalil Lee's here, and he did Khalil Lee did terrible in spring. I did not expect to see Khalil Lee all season. He couldn't hit anything, and he's here. He struck out in his plate appearance. So, like, I mean, I don't know. I think they have to outsource unless they plan on expediting some of these younger guys that we took in the first round. But the question is who? Like, who do you bring? Jose Martinez would have been pretty good right now, and he got hurt before the season started. So it's like, what the heck? I really don't know. I don't know.
It's tough. I want to shout Sentinel out. He says, you remember? Yeah, man, I remember you, man. You're always in my Mets streams, and I'm going to do Mets content, Sentinel. It's just, you know, I'm trying. I might even do a Mets stream in the next couple of days because the Knicks playoffs don't start until I don't know the date yet. It's either maybe the 22nd or 23rd. So I may do a Mets stream in the next couple of days. I'm kind of trying to rest my voice, but once the playoffs over for the Knicks, I don't care about the NBA playoffs. Once it's over for the Knicks, I'm going to do at least 2 or 3 Mets streams a week on my channel. Try to get some, try to get some people over here. We're going to do a lot of the post game recaps. We'll do some Mets streams over here occasionally as well. And yeah, I'm going to be doing a lot more Mets content once the basketball season's over.
There are some cheap trade options. It depends. Again, I mean, I don't want to keep saying that, but it's like, what's cheap? I mean, we don't really have too much to give up. Actually, that's a lie. We did gain some assets over those last couple trades before the season started, especially in that trade with Steven Matz and Khalil Lee. And by the way, yeah, shout out Reed Foley. I mean, he's just balling. Did he get the win today? He should have.
He did. Yeah. And I tell you what, man, that guy was the player of the game today. That guy was an unsung hero today, and his changeup was working. He had some dip on that ball. I texted you on Twitter while I'm watching the game. I'm like, this guy's got some stuff, and he's got a great mustache, and he's been pitching great since he came up here with the Mets. The bullpen has been such a pleasant surprise, and that, to me, is what's been most encouraging about this team right now. Because if the bullpen's kind of like a kicker, like it's a year-to-year thing in football, like with Rosas. One year he was a Pro Bowler, the next year you didn't know. It's kind of the same thing with the bullpen. It's unpredictable. If this bullpen is able to, and I worry about now with all these injuries, we're going to start to wear these guys out. But if this bullpen could pitch, and maybe we had another arm at the deadline, but if they could pitch to a top 10 bullpen in the league, because you know this lineup's got to wake up eventually. And the way these starters have pitched, once you get them back, maybe we could do something special this year. But we got to continue to fight through this right now.
100%. And Daniel, I know you were saying we have the same amount of injuries as the Dodgers. Yeah, I mean that we already touched on it, but it's like, everyone's going through it. And if you look at some of these situations, like the Dodgers aren't in first place, but they're a good enough team when they get their guys back for the same reason we're saying it, things will regulate throughout the season and they'll probably end up on top when it's all said and done. For us, I mean, the Braves, here's the thing though, with us, I actually think it's going to be a 2-man race. Like sooner rather than later. I think it's us and the Phillies right now. I know we were on the Braves train. Today's a huge win. The Braves could have ended up taking first, but we talked about it before we came on. Fried just got pulled. Soroka's not pitching the rest of the year. Morton isn't great. That dude, Noah, who was pitching great for them, got mad in his last start and broke his hand. He's out a few months. Their bullpen isn't very good. I mean, their offense is going to have to be everything, but they don't have any pitching at all. I mean, talk about injuries, if Fried's missing more time and he was already hurt and they just confirmed Soroka's completely gone, I mean, who they pitching? Again, everyone's going through it, but like we can sustain it. I don't know how the Braves are going to sustain this shit. Like, I really feel like this division's ours to lose right now.
I sure hope so, man. And I see them talking about the catchers in the chat right now. And I think Josh is bringing up a good point. Nito was hitting great today. He was definitely the player of the game in terms of at the plate. But one thing I'll say, Nito's defense, not good. He struggled in terms of blocking balls in the dirt. The runner advanced to third on that, almost scored. I got so far away from Nito. Struggled getting down in the dirt to block the balls. I worry about that, and that's kind of what McCann brings to this team, and that's his worth. But Nito's been hitting the ball, though. There's no doubt about it for the Mets.
Yeah, I was shocked, Sentinel, when McCann got an RBI today too. But it's not even close. It's night and day when he's behind the plate. I mean, McCann makes some ridiculous blocks. And I also wanted to shout out MH Foley squats like Saquon. I at first did not know how to feel about Sean Reed Foley's pitching stance. And I just love it now. And it goes with the mustache so well. Entertainah was trying to talk to me about Foley's pitching, and my response to what you said, you wrote in the chat, what was my response? He has a great
the mustache is terrific.
it
is a good looking mustache.
It's a great mustache. I'm just saying, facial hair goes a long way. So I like what the guy has to offer. What's going on, Goose Sports? How's it going? Yeah, look, my take on McCann is he's kind of in the same boat as Lindor right now. The thing is, McCann never fully started. He was never an everyday starter prior to coming to New York. We knew this coming in. We knew he was a cheaper option to JT Realmuto. Like, this was still going to kind of be a work in progress. And it's not that easy, man. You just change up, change cities, change responsibilities. I know it's easier said than done. You get paid. And a lot of people like to look at it as, you got paid, you're done playing. I don't think it's that. I think they're just struggling. I don't think any of this is coming from anything else other than they're just getting their feet under them. I feel good about our guys. I think we can rely on McCann, and Nito's too much of a liability defensively for me to trust him. I love that he could come up and be a spark off the bench, and it excites me, and I know I kind of look like him, but give me McCann. Give me McCann.
Nito's is a really nice backup catcher, though. And I saw Sentinel as well asking about Lindor, and yeah, I'm going to tell you what, man, I've tried to be as patient with him as I can, as optimistic as I could be. And I know he's not going to be this bad all year. He's not going to bat 185, but I'm starting to worry a little bit. For this year, I'm starting to worry a little bit. I'm not worried about him long term, but I've seen a lot of Mets players their first year here, Carlos Beltran being one of them, they struggle, especially if they sign a big contract. The New York market, not everybody's built for New York. Some players, they got to learn to play in New York. It may take a year. I still think Lindor is too talented where he's going to, be like this throughout the entirety of his tenure here with the Mets. But I worry about him a little bit this year. I know he's not going to bat 185 all year, but I could see him having a poor year, an underwhelming year, I should say, with the Mets in his first year. That doesn't mean it's going to be that way forever. Beltran, like I said, I think he only hit like 17 home runs his first year with the Mets. He got booed a lot. People used to criticize him for bunting in the 3-hole. And then he came out and he had an MVP season the next year in 2006. So I do worry about him this year, though. I hope he turns it around. We're going to need him. But he really looks like he's struggling up there at the plate.
He's out of sorts, but I do like to see him. He's working walks, which is driving us crazy still. But if he's stealing bases and doing things on the base paths while he's there and scoring some runs, I think it makes up for it. And I want to, talk about what Alex said, $40 million to play defense. McCann has to hit. It's the same thing with Lindor. You gave him all this money, and when we defended Lindor, is that his defense is still there. He's doing other things. And you're right. It's to the point where you need these guys to produce at the plate. But I think what's overshadowing all this is, one, obviously a great pitching, but two, we're winning games. If we were losing and this stuff was going on, it'd be a clusterfuck in New York. I mean, people would be losing their minds. But the Mets are a first place team, so no one wants to talk about it. So I know, Mets fans, we're internalizing it, knowing that all this stuff is happening. And it's, once we start losing, it'll be brought to the mainstream even more. So I'm with you. I am a little concerned that this is here to stay, even with the both of them. But I do think it'll get better. And yeah, I'm kind of at the point where you guys are, where it's put up or shut up. I do think they need to hit a little bit, especially Lindor and McCann, to the point where everyone's hurt. We need them now more than ever. Like, we need a guy. He's the guy. It can't all be Pete and Dom. Like, Dom walked twice. Pete did nothing today. And Lindor walked twice. That's our top three hitters. I mean, it just doesn't do much for us because no one behind them can really get them in. I mean, if Nito doesn't go 3 for 4 today, we're in big trouble. So, we can't have the guys at the top of our lineup who are supposed to be the table setters just being set up. Like, we don't have anyone to set up anymore. We need them to do it, So
I've never –
we're in a spot right now.
I never thought and I want to say hello to Goose, by the way. I hope he's still in here. He's been a great supporter of mine forever. He's got a channel himself. I meant to say hello when you popped him up earlier. But I never thought when the year started, and like you said, you can go back, watch the streams. I said the one thing we got for us, we're not going to slump. We have too many good hitters in this lineup. I never thought we'd go through some, but nobody is hitting. I mean, you look at every guy, it's been underwhelming, everybody in this lineup, and it's been crazy. But, I'm going to chalk it up to the beginning of the year. As the weather gets warmer, as these guys get more acclimated, I have to think these bats start to come to life. We may not be as good of a lineup as we were anticipating when the year started, but I still think there's too much talent here. There's just too much talent. I still think we'll come around a bit. And Asia, I saw you asked the question. I will be hopefully at the Braves series for at least one game.
Yep. And when we do, I saw what you said, Asia. We will meet you wherever that was. I don't know where it is.
420 something. I think it's 423 maybe.
Where is Mage? That's a good question. We just taped Clapback Sports. That's coming out tomorrow. You can check that out. Make sure you guys go over and subscribe. It's on all podcast platforms, Apple Music, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. But yeah, I don't know where Mage is. Probably asleep. He's had a long day. But maybe we can convince him to come to the game too. I wouldn't mind that.
He told me. He actually texted me. He would have came, but he had something to do that day. So hopefully he could come this time.
We want Mage. I know, guys. I'm sure he's listening. I'm sure he listens, and I know he appreciates all that love.
We might find out at the end of the season that Lindor suffered from severe hemorrhoid. And Lloyd's absolutely right, by the way. Losing Nimmo absolutely hurt. And he was the table setter. He was definitely the guy that was like he was making everybody else look better that was not hitting at the time. And him getting on base opens up opportunities for everybody else. So you're absolutely right. I said at the beginning of the year, I thought he was one of the most, maybe the most important guy in this lineup. So we need him back as well. I think he started his rehab assignment, right?
So I think he might even be joining the team in Atlanta. I'm not 100% sure. He has an injury with his finger. It's very odd. It's not that severe. And I wanted to shout out Daniel by saying JD Davis is on the same timetable as Nimmo, as well as Seth Lugo. It looks like Seth Lugo is coming around very soon, guys. So those are the three nearest, it looks like. DeGrom should make his next start, and then it looks like the grouping of JD, Nimmo, and Lugo are going to be the first guys up coming soon, way before Noah and Carrasco. So that could be a nice grouping. I mean, talk about some guys we need. Lugo would be huge. That would eat up innings and really help us out.
That's your guy. That's your guy. Lugo's good. I like Lugo.
JD could play the outfield and infield, which is what we're desperate for right now. And then, shit. I mean, I'll take Nimmo in center. We don't have Pilar. I'm telling you, Khalil, I wish the best for him. I know we traded. He has a ton of potential. I don't have much hope for him, guys. I'm worried. I saw a lot in spring. I saw his at bat today. Doesn't look much different. It does not look much different.
He got the hit, right? That dropped in front of Acuna.
That was Fargas.
Oh, Fargas, my mistake. Yeah,
that was Fargas. Yeah, Khalil, yeah, one at bat. Looking K. We don't need that. What's this? KP. Nam DeGrom is going to pitch the bullpen next game. What does that mean? So no, what does that mean? No, he's definitely going to be starting his next start though. Kristaps, what's good? And you know what, Tina? This is a good time for me to take a pause here from Mets talk. And yeah, congratulations, man. The Knicks cashed my bet. They are.
Oh, that's right. That's right. How much did you win?
$170.
Pretty good
on a $10 bet. Not too bad. I'm happy for the Knicks.
There's like dogs in this series.
Really? I was gonna say I think this is a series they could definitely win. I feel good about this.
I might have to Venmo you or PayPal you or whatever some money and to put a couple of dollars on the Knicks in this. I think they're gonna win the series. I think they're plus 130. There were slight dogs in the series against the Hawks.
I'll check it for you. When does the playoffs start? When's their first game?
It's either the 22nd or 23rd. The schedule hasn't been announced yet.
Oh, because they're all play-ins, right? The postseason is probably going to be the next couple games, and then it's all play. That's going to be such a mess. I can't even follow it. The 10s are playing the 9s. The 9s play the 8s. After the 7s play the 8s. It's like, whoa.
I like it, and I don't at the same time.
It's just a lot. It's a lot.
I think it helps, and we're not going to go on an NBA tangent for too long, but I think it helps with the tanking aspect because it gives more teams an opportunity to compete to make the playoffs. I also like, from a Knicks fan's perspective, just for this year specifically, that it gives the Knicks more time to rest. Because Thibodeau was rending these guys into the ground. They got 5-6 days off now to prepare, get ready physically for this, what will be a grueling series against the Hawks. So I think that's a good aspect. But at the same time, I don't know. It's too much. 20 teams, it's too much.
Yeah, it also, like, for me, it kind of takes away from like the importance of making the postseason. You know, if you're giving it to half the league, more than half the league, it's like, 20 teams of what, 30 make it? That's 2/3 of it's come on.
What do you think about the let's get back to baseball. What do you think about the playoff layout for baseball now, with 10 teams making the playoffs. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough because I go both ways on this. I do like the winner take all games. Like those playing games are where I get torn. I don't mind more teams getting chances to make it. I just don't know if it's always just to have, a winner go home game for the postseason. If you go the whole season for a winner go home, like, at least a series of 3, something, but they don't have enough time for it. So, I mean, I don't mind it because I'm a Met fan and I'm a realist. So I like it because it benefits us. It's more options for us to get in. And for the teams that aren't top heavy, it opens more opportunities for us to get in. It's
Sentinel, it's 5 on each side, 2 wild cards, 3 division winners, 2 wild cards, and then they play a one. They've been doing it now for a couple of years. But the one thing I don't like about the baseball playoffs, and I've had this issue now for a long time, you play 162 games. And my issue with the baseball playoffs is this. I like the 8 teams. I like the 4 on each side. I don't even mind the 1 game play-in. I think it adds more intrigue. I think it puts more importance on winning the division. I actually like that. My issue is the divisional series. I don't like the 3 out of 5. You play 162 games to let it be decided in a 3 out of 5. I don't like that. Make it a 4 out of 7. Make it a 4 out of 7 in the DS. Make it a 4 out of 7 in the CS. I don't like the 3 out of 5 in baseball.
That's interesting. I mean, I agree. I mean, that's just kind of where I'm at with it too. Like, I just feel like there's almost not enough games played for baseball.
If you're gonna have a 162 game regular season, I don't like letting it be decided because and it could be a benefit to the Mets. You get healthy, you get the DeGrom in 2 of those 5 games. I don't like the shrunken series. I wish it was a 4 to 7 throughout.
Yeah. No, I think you're right. And it gives too much control to the home team. I guess that's the advantage, but I don't know. Mike, yeah, Pilar's going to the hospital, getting the CT scan. We're just hoping everything's okay. Talking sports with Landon. How's it going, man? How we doing? The chat's blowing up. Let's see. Do we have any questions? These injuries. Wait, you said Noah? John, what was this? Josh, you said Noah's making a start in AAA in a few days? That'd be nice. That would be news to me. I hope so. I've heard nothing but good things about Noah. I mean, he's in incredible shape. I know his stuff's already up in the high 90s. I don't know what's taking him so long. I know they don't want to rush him, but I haven't heard anything other than that. Like, he looks really, really good, and he could come back at any point to help us. I have no idea. If he's making a start in AAA, that means he's really close. He's like knocking at the door.
I still see a lot of people talking about Pilar. The one thing, and I was just thinking about it, the one thing that really worries me with Pilar, it's the same thing with Piazza. And Piazza took a while to come back, if I remember correctly. It might have been like a month. I don't remember. He was out for a bit. But when he came back, it was still a mental problem. It took him a while.
Didn't this happen with Wright, too?
Yeah, Wright had a huge mental problem.
Yeah, he struggled for a while, and he got the enlarged helmet. That's when they brought back the enlarged helmet.
Where it looked like a space cadet.
That's when they were trying all the new stuff out. I remember that.
And I worry about that. I think he'll come back, hopefully within a couple of weeks. I worry about from the mental aspect, because when you get drilled in the face with a 95-mile-an-hour fastball, I don't care how tough of a guy you are, it's going to take you some time to stand in there when a curveball looks like it's coming out your head. It's going to take some time to get over that. And I'm sure pitchers are going to test him out.
If he's been hit in the head before, I'm curious, because you said he got hit before.
They said it during the broadcast today. He's been hit in the head, yeah.
So maybe he's used to it. Best case scenario, it doesn't take him too long. He's already done this a few times before. I don't know about Guillorme. We could check on it. Lugo, he's on the 60 days, so it's not going to be until June, but he's allowed to make those rehab starts. So that's still positive signs. And then the other guys, Nimmo and JD, who's on the same track with him, those guys could be brought back sooner because they're on the 10-day. Bring back the juice balls. I don't know. I kind of don't mind this. I do think, though, Tana, and we talked about this. We were at the game where the Mets offense put together some runs. We struggled to hit home runs to begin with. But today's baseball is all home runs and strikeouts. And, it's just a completely different brand. And I don't know if it's because they're changing the balls again and they're keeping, the juice out of it, but it's still home runs and strikeouts. It hasn't changed much, juice balls or not. So I don't know. I still don't love this brand of baseball. I don't kind of like where the MLB is trending.
It was refreshing. We were saying it during the game. It was refreshing to see a team manufacture runs, play some small ball. The Mets sent some runners in that game, some stolen bases, productive outs. You don't see it enough. And I think it's a big part that's missing in this game. And I hope we start to get a little bit back to that. Like you said, and I think in the playoffs, that's what wins.
Mm-hmm.
You know, most teams build like the Yankees do, station to station ball, home run or nothing type teams, and it wins in the regular season. But in the postseason, give me those guys. Give me those guys that make the productive outs. Give me those guys that could steal you a big base in a big situation. Small ball is still important in today's game, and I think it's a lost art.
You know, speaking of velocity here, because I know we're talking about 100 miles an hour and like guys throwing fastballs. I did see a crazy stat this past weekend when Glasnow was pitching. Jake DeGrom holds like a 2 mile an hour separation on his average velo of a fastball. He averages out at like upper 98. It's like 98.8. The next closest person is like 96 point something. Like
it's ridiculous.
It's staggering. Like it's like unworldly how like that stat was just insane. And he still has like a 0.5 ERA. I'm praying he comes back and he's fine. He was smiling. He was running around today. So if we get our golden child back, I think I could take a breath, you know, but the fact that he's still kind of dinged up, that's where all the like angst, I think, with me is stressing. Like there are certain people we can afford to go down, and we're inching really close to where everyone's gonna go down. So
he's our rock. He's our rock. We need him back, and he shouldn't miss a beat. Like the team's not hitting, but he's used to that. So hopefully he comes back because we're gonna need him. And he's supposed to make his next start, you said, right?
Yeah, he's supposed to make his next start. That's what they were saying. Big Mike, what's up? Big Mike, what's up? He said, what's up, fellas? Injuries piling up. Time for small ball. Yeah, hey, the bunts, you were right. And not for nothing, the Mets got some speed. And with the guys we have playing, I did want to note this. The guys we have playing, Fargas, Lee, Lindor was stealing bases. We're going to be fast on the base pass. VR. Like, I think with the lineup the way it is right now, the only chance we have at scoring runs is small ball.
It's the manufacturer.
If we're walking at the rate we are, at least the big hitters, we have to. We don't have a choice. And we were bunting a lot today. We bunted several times today.
Well, that's the one thing that we've been getting on base. Like we were saying before the stream, at least Lindor's walking. At least they're getting on base. But we need to start getting productive hits. Like you said, right now, that's the only way we're going to be able to score anything is moving runners over because we're not hitting. Hey, we're not hitting. Got to be aggressive on the base paths.
So I just got this from someone I know. Noah topped out at 97 in an inter-squad game today. He's pitching at Port St. Lucie on Wednesday. So that's the rehab we were talking about, Josh. Yeah, you were saying he's not starting the game. Yeah, he starts at Wednesday. And they said Lugo is heading there too. So
okay.
That's really good news. So I guess Nimmo might have actually rejoined the team, like I had said. And then I don't know where JD is, probably in purgatory somewhere. But good news. This is all good news. I keep hearing that about Noah. They're like, he's throwing like 99. It's like,
but
can he come pitch, please?
I love hearing it. But at the same time, I'm like, don't rush him back.
No, yeah.
But like this is a guy that's been so injury prone throughout his entire career. Make sure he's good to go because I think we could get to the point where we could make the playoffs without him. And he's going to be that guy that puts us over the top, kind of like he did in 15 when we called him up from the minors. We're going to need him for the playoffs. Mm-hmm. Make sure he's good to go. Don't rush him back.
And I hope Walker is fine too. We talked about it a little bit, but ideally, I mean, we saw Jake missed a start, maybe two. Even if he goes to the IL and misses a week or so, that's best case scenario for us. I think Walker's going to be fine. He wasn't wincing at it. It just seemed like he was sore or something just felt funny. I'm hoping it was precautionary. We'll find out more tomorrow. But, yeah, I'd imagine, Josh, it's probably going to be the same at the minimum. That's another guy you want to be tentative with. He's dealt with some injuries before. And that's the thing with a lot of the guys on the Mets pitching staff. They've all kind of been through the ringer with injuries already. So you have to be tentative with a lot of their, with handling a lot of their injuries because – worst case scenario is you re-injure it and they're done for the season. They're bodied up. So I agree with you. I mean, hearing all that good news on Noah is great, but obviously give him all the time he needs.
Yeah, you don't want to play with that. You don't want to rush him back.
Yeah, but you're right over here. What are we talking about? Yeah, Sentinel, Nimmo. Yeah, being fast and being sound on the base paths are two completely different things. Like VR doesn't look as fast as he is, but he's an incredible base runner.
I'll give you a perfect example. Carlos Beltran. Wasn't blazing speed, an incredible base runner. Very smart on the base pass, cut the corners very well. He's absolutely right. Speed doesn't tell the whole story. He's absolutely right about that.
Nowhere close. And Lindor in his own right was super fast, and he couldn't steal a base to save his life recently. I'm glad he started to figure it out. He has to. Like, that's the thing. He has to, because if he doesn't, like, no one behind him at this point without Pilar, like VR doesn't hit the ball steady enough to get on base. Here's someone I want to shout out, actually. Jose Peraza. He's been playing pretty spotty for us. We didn't talk about him, name drop him at all. Plays a pretty decent glove at second base. Has been hitting relatively well for us. He had a big 3-run home run for us in Tampa. That game was a wash. It didn't work out the way we thought, but we were up 4-1 in that game. I felt pretty good, and like Peraza's given us more than I ever expected. I didn't even know we'd see him on the team. I know he was in spring, but like, I mean, he's getting minutes. He's starting every day. I mean, he has to, but I feel pretty.
We got no choice. Tino, they almost called us up when we were watching the game. I got a phone call from the Mets. They said, "Chris, can you pinch hit?" I said, "I'm enjoying the game too much."
They're actually going to reach out to Matt Harvey too. They're going to be like, "Matt, after we saw what you did,
he didn't pitch very good." I'll say this though. I watched Harvey's press conference after the game, and let me say this. Harvey was a jerk as a Met. Okay, I loved Harvey when he was a Met. I rooted for Harvey when he was a Met. He was a jerk. It seems like he grew up a little bit. I almost felt for him a little bit. I was like, all right, I'm rooting for this guy now. It seemed like he took it to heart. He said he was tearing up a little bit. He says he realized he didn't make all the right decisions, and he didn't even necessarily deserve a standing ovation from the crowd. Seems like he's maturing a little bit. I'm rooting for Harvey.
I was surprised. I told you initially when we were at that game that he received the ovation he did. Like, I knew it'd be pretty welcoming, but I mean, 3 standing O's. When he left, I gave him the standing O because obviously he surrendered 5 runs to us, and like that's a reason to thank him. But they gave him a standing O when he came out to pitch, and then when he came up to bat, very welcoming. I know he was the ace. I know he was the Dark Knight, but interesting. Very interesting. Yeah. Sentinel, I am a paisano. I am. I don't know if Chris only hangs out with him, but I am indeed one. Bring back Juan Lagares, Jake Java. I wouldn't be surprised if the Mets do something like that, someone they've had ties with in the past. They did that with Carlos Gomez a few years ago. Obviously, the Yee. Was it last year or 2 years ago? That's 2 years ago now, right?
Gomez, I think, was it? I think it was 2 years ago.
I mean, dude, the Todd Frazier stuff is going to be floating around too.
We did it with Reyes too. We brought him back.
It'd make a lot of sense. Is Juan Uribe available? Seriously, I mean, it's getting to that point. Yeah, bench mob was phenomenal, Josh, and it sucks. Almora, like that's.
I forgot about that too when he ran into the wall. My God, man,
his best play of the season. I was like so excited for him. I was so excited for us. Like that was such a huge play. And then he drops it. Obviously,
I completely forgot about that play. My God,
the bench mob is defeated. They're the starting mob now, guys. They have to be. We don't. I don't know what our bench is going to look like, but I really do think out of all the young guys, if there was any left to bring up, Maruccio is the next one. He's got to be.
The positive standpoint you have to take from this, though, is what was said earlier. At least it's happening early in the year. And hopefully we could get healthy, and at least nobody in our division's running away with it. And our bullpen and our starting pitching has kept us afloat up till now. So gotta push through here for the next month, though.
Third best starting rotation in terms of ERA in the league. It probably shot up even more. I think we actually might be higher at this point. I don't know. That Rays series probably threw things out of whack. Hold on. I do want to talk about this. Yeah, this is funny. Stop bringing Lucchesi in. He does stink. He really does stink. He ruined that Rays game for us entirely. I was
rooting for Lucchesi. Okay. And
I was too.
When I saw him throw for the first time this year, I'm like, this guy sucks. I'm like, this guy's a junk bowl pitcher. He's got nothing on. Not a good pitcher. I'm not a fan. I tried to
warn you. I was like, you're going to see his pitching his pitching stances wind up, and you're just going to be bothered by it. You can't. Yeah. He like reaches down to his toe to throw the ball. It's just too much.
He's got a funky curveball or whatever it is. Doesn't got much on the heater. I'm not a fan of Lucchesi.
Sentinel, shout out to Jason Vargas. What a name. What a Met. Jason Vargas was a legend. A legend. I don't understand how that man kept his job as long as he did what he did. And well, I don't know if he's giving me Vargas vibes, but he's definitely not good. Someone I can't stand on this team is Jacob Barnes, man. I can every time that guy comes out. I've now taken my my Aaron Loop hate, and it's now solely on Jacob Barnes. It's always been on Jacob Barnes since game one, but no, it's back there again. Yeah, no, Jacob Barnes is my most hated person on this team. Call up Yamamoto. Yeah, that's probably the most realistic solution. I would be surprised if he starts tomorrow. We have an NDA. We don't even know. They won't even tell us who started tomorrow. Atlanta's not going to know until they show up.
They're keeping Atlanta on their toes.
Yeah, we have so many options.
I think it's gonna be a bullpen game. I think it's gonna be a bullpen game. I think they're gonna go with like 3 innings. I think that's something like that. That's what if I had to guess.
I think Yamamoto came as I think he came after an opener in that doubleheader. I think he's only started the game. I don't think he started, if I'm not mistaken. He won. I don't know if he started. Does Bartolo Colon have anything left in the tank, AJ? I think so. I actually think he does. He still plays men's softball in the Dominican Republic. That I know.
What is he, like 58 now?
Not a day over 30. I don't know who I was talking to about this, but I mean, it's definitely this chat, but I just can't still get over the fact that Moises Alou and Julio Franco played on the same team on the Mets. I mean, those two guys were like a combined 100 years old playing baseball like at a professional level. Julio Franco was actually the oldest baseball player ever at the time, like the active baseball player. He was like 40-some with the Mets still at Shea. And then Moises Alou was like 37, 38. I mean, these guys were
And Colon was like 45 when he was when he was.
You're right. I need to look up how old Julio Franco was when he retired.
He was close to 50. He was close to 50.
I thought he was 48. Yeah, Julio Franco, man. Well, he's 62 now, so it's.
I always used to wonder how Franco, because he had a very unique batting stance. I always used to wonder when I'd watch him how, at the age that he had, how he had the hand speed to be able to get the bat through the zone. Like he literally had the bat like this.
He had the over that.
And he had
to
to come all the way around. Like you got to have hand speed to be able to do that.
Yeah, you just got to be good at baseball because he did that for so long too. Logix, what's up? Late stream. Yeah, late stream. We are night owls, at least for tonight. We are not burnt out. I don't know how we aren't, but we are not. Lucchesi might pitch tomorrow. I don't know. I think Yamamoto has a shot too because Lucchesi pitched 3 days ago, so that'd be super short rest. Java, I know what you're saying. Yeah, for sure. I think Barnes will definitely be pitching, mainly because we don't have a choice. It's going to hurt, and I promise you he will give up at least 1 run. But hopefully we score 3 runs that day, and that won't matter. He's just the worst. I don't believe in Diaz still, guys. I mean, if we want to just recap this bullpen, they've been amazing, and I still don't really know how. Reed Foley helps. Reed Foley gives me hope. Aaron Loop's been pitching a lot better, but Gesellman hasn't looked great. I mean, Josh, he's been solid. They've been good for what we're asking out of them. I will say that. We're asking a lot out of these guys right now. So maybe I'm being super critical of our bullpen. But I don't know. I love that we're doing well. I just don't buy it yet. Like I don't like the same
No,
way
I'm kind of with you. It's like I need to see it for another month.
Like the same way we think our hitting will get back to normal, I think our bullpen will our starting rotation ERA, I think will still be tops in the league, obviously. But like there are certain things that I think
maybe they will. But maybe they will because it's kind of like I said, where like it's kind of like kickers in football, where like 1 year, like even last year, I wasn't sold with Graham Gano until maybe like week 12. Like you were like, this guy was an undrafted free agent. How he's not going to keep this up, and he did. So maybe they surprise us this year because that's what bullpens do: 1 year on, 1 year off. And hopefully that's the case. But I'm with you. I am not sold at all with this bullpen yet. I need to see another 30, 40 games of sustainability. And with all the injuries now, like I said earlier, I worry that they're going to wear down. That's my biggest worry right now.
If any of you are at a computer, and I'm sure you are, go to ESPN and just go to the Mets homepage. You can see a picture of Pilar's like bloody nose.
Oh,
and you can see this thing broken. Like, I don't know how this is. How can they just show this as the cover image? It's clearly an obtuse angle, or I don't know. It might be acute. No, it's obtuse.
Have you seen you seen Artie Lang's nose?
Yes, I've seen Artie Lang's nose.
After he
It's not that
snorted
bad.
glass or whatever it was.
Yeah, in his Coke, yeah.
I'm picturing that. Does it look that bad?
It's really bad.
I'm picturing that.
I'm gonna see if I click the actual page itself, if it pops up. Yeah, there's no way they could keep this at the top. Yeah, no, it doesn't. So it's just on the main page. This is not good.
I'm glad Logic's want to say hello to him as well. Great supporter of mine. And don't think I'm going to send you extra cards, Logic's, by the way. I know you won the giveaway. I'm going to send you an extra Daniel Jones rookie. I got to send that out to you this week. They kept sending me back through the mail 3 times. So I got to send it through the post office.
Well, congrats, Logic's, on winning a Daniel Jones auto. Nice.
Yeah, Daniel Jones rookie Prism. But I'm going to send him a couple more.
Oh, rookie Prism. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm gonna give him an auto. I think I'm gonna give him an auto.
Take it. Yeah. Not a Prism auto though. He doesn't like you that much.
I don't have a Prism auto. But I'll give him an auto.
Yeah, would be pretty good. Diaz gives me diarrhea every time. I think I turn off the TV every time Diaz pitches, if I'm not mistaken. Like I try not to watch. Big Mike, Diaz in non-safe situations. Yeah, I would love that. But the thing is, he's our closer, so he has to come in safe situations. I want that to happen, but it's not going to happen. Jake Java, Rajay Davis time. I love all these names. I don't know who we're going to pull out of our ass, but I'm telling you, like, one of these type of guys that we're all like throwing out, like the former Mets that we've pieced together, the Uribes of the world, the Michael Kadires of the world. We're going to get one. I don't know who the hell we're signing, but at this point we have to, because like, we're disheveled. There's no way all these guys are coming back in 10 days, you know? So like,
we're gonna have to add somebody. We're gonna have to add a vet. I just want to answer Sentinel's question real quick. He's a Jets fan. He says, off topic, Chris, do the Jets have a chance next year? Chance at what? Here's what I'll say about the Jets, Tino. And I don't know about you. We're obviously both big Giant fans. Do you hate the Jets? No. I know, I have no hate for the Jets. I actually like the Jets. I root for the Jets when the Giants aren't playing. I actually love what the Jets have been doing. I love what they've been doing. I love the way they're building their team. They traded up for a very good tackle with Vera Tucker, a guy that I would have been completely fine with the Giants drafting at 11. Mekhi Becton, I think, is a great future tackle for them as well on the left side. And they brought in Corey Davis. I think he's going to be a good wide receiver for you guys. I love the draft pick with Elijah Moore, the good slot wide receiver in the second round. And they had another the running back I like too, Michael Carter out of North Carolina. So I love what they're doing. But if I'm being honest with you, Sentinel, going into next year, I love your quarterback, by the way. I think Zach Wilson's going to be very good as well. And I love your coach. I absolutely love what the Jets have been doing. I think Robert Salah was a good pickup for you guys. This year, I think you're going to continue to struggle. Rookie quarterback, you have to figure that. And your division improved. The Patriots spent a boatload in free agency. The Bills are still very good. And the Dolphins are good. But I do think the Jets are, for the first time in a long time, I actually think they're headed down the right path. I think the Jets are going to be very good soon.
So, yeah, the only thing I'd touch on that you haven't mentioned, and it's more of the devil's advocate, I love everything they've done, too. You could check out the Believe in New York Football podcast. I cover the Jets, along with the Giants on that show. So I follow them closely. I have some Jets guys on there, more often than not. And we talked through it. And the only thing I was surprised about was the Elijah Moore pick. I thought they could have addressed line. I thought they still could have gotten Tevin Jenkins. And the reason I still think they needed another tackle was mainly because Becton was great. And you have probably the best swing guard prospect, potential tackle in Elijah Vera Tucker, who will probably have to play tackle this season because you're not going to start George Fant at right tackle for the Jets anymore. So the thing is, by getting another tackle, you could fully keep Vera Tucker on that left guard position with Becton, and you just solidify that left side of the line. Monstrous line. You get someone at tackle, and then you bridge the gap from center guard. And their center guard positions aren't terrible. They still have Van Rotten is whatever, but he's there. Alex Lewis might end up not playing that much, but he's still there. And then who's the center? Help me out, Sentinel. I can't remember. Connor. He's from McGovern. So
they got him from the Broncos. I actually like McGovern. Or it didn't be. I don't know how he did last year with the Jets.
I think their line was one more piece away, and it's also because I think Becton, as big as he is, as good as he is, he's just going to deal with just his size being an issue. I don't know if Becton's ever going to start 16 games in a season. Let's put it that way. That's my concern with him. He's just so massively big that I just think injury designations are going to pop up for him from the week to week, especially along a 17-game NFL season. You saw last year.
Yeah, but short answer for you. Well, I gave you a long answer, Sentinel, but short answer, I think you got it right. And I think you got to be another year of patience, kind of like we were last year as Giants fans. But I think the Jets got it right. I think they hired the right coach, and I think Zach Wilson's going to be the right quarterback. And I think they're setting Wilson up much better than they did Darnold. So I like where the Jets are headed. I think they're going to be a good team soon.
Very true. They definitely set up set up Wilson better than Darnold. They didn't set up Darnold ever. Period.
Yeah.
They signed Le'Veon Bell. That's all he got. Jake Java, what do I think about if we are at 500 by June 1st? I would take it gladly. You want to know something? I'll even sprinkle something. If we're one game under and we're still in first place, I take that too. As long as we stay afloat of the division, we are Giant fans through and through. When people were shitting on the division and we had a losing record, someone's gonna win it. I don't care. Someone's got to win it.
No. In 2015, we were 500.
Yeah.
Get to the trade deadline at 500. I'll sign up for that right now. Because then you're getting the mercenaries. You're getting Syndergaard back. You're getting Carrasco back. You're adding somebody via trade. The Mets are going to be aggressive. We know that with Uncle Stevie. If you told me right now the way this division's looked, we play 500. We're 3 games over. 500 the rest of the way through up until the trade deadline, which is what, like July 1st or whatever it is. Sign me up for it right now. I'll take that right now.
And, the name of the game, too, especially in the NFL, I mean, just to tie it all together, but in baseball, too, beat your divisional opponents. And in baseball, win those series. So for us, object of this series, I mean, think about this. If we somehow win that game tomorrow, the Atlanta has God knows who pitching for them. We have God knows who pitching for us. Those are the games that you go into with zero expectation. And if you win those, we win the series against Atlanta. We get 2 in a row with a disheveled roster. I mean, those are good signs. And look, 5 of our next games are against divisional opponents. 3 of them are in Miami, 2 in Atlanta. It's going to be a decent stretch there before we come home. And then we can kind of tee off on Colorado, who's not good on the road. And we get
Miami's not that good either.
No, they're not.
We got, in a way, a little fortunate. Maybe we could find a way to tread water here and take 2 out of 3 in Miami and get back healthy sooner than later. So,
but if we go 2 out of 3 with Atlanta, 2 out of 3 with Miami, hell, 4 out of the last 6, I'll fucking take it going home.
On the road, give it to me right now against divisional opponents with the injuries we have. So this is a big spot right here for the Mets. They got to find ways to beat the weaker opponents, and obviously they're going to struggle against good teams like the Rays right now with the injuries that they have.
Sentinel, I don't know. See, the thing is, it's not even that the Phillies and Braves are playing bad. Their teams are letting them down. The Phillies still have the same issues they had last year. And if you can't close the game, this is why and I'm happy our bullpen's pitching great. But you can do everything right from the 1st to the 8th inning. If you can't figure it out in the 9th, it doesn't matter. Nothing bad. So the pitching staffs of both those teams are really letting them down. I mean, the Atlanta-Philly game when they played each other was prime example. I think it was 3-1. Sandoval hit the game-tying home run in the bottom of the 9th. It went 3-3. I think the Phillies scored in the 10th. The Braves tied, and then they scored 3 in the 11th or 12th, and then the Braves walked it off, scored 4 in the bottom of the 12th. I mean, this thing was such a merry-go-round of just who's going to blow this game worse. It was like, it's not just the Mets who go through this shit. It's the entire division. And I don't know if that's going to change much. And that's why for us, it's like, I do think our bullpen might regress to the mean. But if our hitting picks it up and our starting rotation stays the same, I think we could cover those holes way better than the other 2 teams. Because I don't think any of their pitching matches up to us. Even with our pitching staff hurt. Yeah. So
I'm with you on that.
This was a must win after that sweep, Shiv. I agree.
And Shiv, I'm with you, man. I shed a little bit of a tear myself. When that hit him in the face, man, I was a little broken up there. I was like, what the hell did I just watch? It was definitely a moment where you're like, you start to pray. You're like, I just hope this guy's okay right now.
I couldn't believe it.
I've never seen. They came back and they cleaned the blood out of the dirt. I've never seen that.
No.
When watching
there was a stoppage. There was a clear stoppage. They had to take like 2 commercial breaks. There was a pitching change, and they were still cleaning the box. I don't even think the pitcher could warm up because they were cleaning the box.
Yeah.
Yeah, insane. Also, Seno, I know the White Sox scored 16, but they also were playing against J.A. Happ, so let's take that with a grain of salt. And they also mash lefties better than anyone I've ever seen. I just need a day for the Mets to score double digits. Have we scored double digits all season?
Probably not. They almost did when we won. We had, what, 7 or 8 runs?
8? Yeah, that's the highest. Wait, hold on. Where are we? 7. 7-1. So the highest is 8. That was against Philadelphia in a game we almost blew. See, I think if you were to tell me what I think will be the Mets more throughout the rest of the season, it'll be that Philly game in Philly. Well, we'll win by 1 run after having like a 4-run lead in the 9th, and we barely hold on some like, small little, technicality where the ball doesn't go fully over the fence. That's the Mets I know and love. That's where I think we're gonna live at. I love that our bullpen's pitching great, but I think it's a matter of time, guys. Yeah, we scored 8 against the Phillies. Their defense is shit. And hey, you know what? As long as we're the best of shit, I'm okay. I'm okay with it. I'll take it, guys.
Like you said, as a Giants fan, we were the best of shit twice, and we won the Super Bowl. Once you get in the playoffs, everybody's record's the same.
Yeah. And no one ever wants to play those teams.
And at the end of the day, who's got the best pitcher in baseball?
Yeah.
And when it's a shortened 5-game series in the first round, you got to see him twice. So just get me into the playoffs with the guys we got in this rotation. If we're healthy, I'll take my chances. Listen, for God's sakes, the Cardinals won 83 games the year that they beat us in 2006. They won the World Series.
Yeah. That wouldn't do it anymore.
No, but
games, imagine.
Yeah. Crazy, though. I think it was 83 games. I think it was. They were barely 500.
Yeah, that's right over 500. I'm trying to remember the year we were just short of the wild card. It was shortly after that. It might have been 08. I don't know. We were a couple games back, and we were
in 73. The Mets won 83 games. They went to the World Series, and that was before you had wild cards. Imagine that. In 1973, they won 83 games and made the playoffs. Back then, when like 2 teams made it from each league.
Shiv, I know you're new to this channel, or at least I haven't seen you, but I already like where you're at because you've named the pitching staff that doesn't include Marcus Stroman. So you're off to a very good start. You're off again on my good side.
You are not a fan of Stroman at all.
We like Stroman right now. We have to like Stroman right now. No, my thing is, okay, prime example. It's the trip to Tampa. Why did we get all dazzled up? And I love the camaraderie and the chemistry. But it gave me, as Giant fans, it gave me Miami boat vibes. It did.
Yeah.
It gave me Miami boat vibes. You're having too much fun in Florida, and you get swept after. He's posting all over Insta. He had his worst start of the season.
Stroman to me is too. He's not like he's kind of too Harvey to me. Like with Harvey, I put up with it because Harvey was great, before the injuries. Stroman ain't Harvey.
No.
So Stroman's too like flashy. He's too. Give me Taijuan Walker. Give me the guy that's going to go out there and he's going to give you 6 innings. He's not this flashy guy all about himself. I like Stroman. We need Stroman this year, but I'm not a fan of him as a player. I'm with you on that.
Yeah, and I don't know what we're going to do with him at the end of the year. And yeah, like you're right. That's the thing. He's like the kid who's trying to be cool in high school. You know what I mean? It's like, dude, just like you got it. Like it's okay. You're the number 2 pitcher for the Mets. Like that's enough. Like it should be enough. And I don't know. I don't know what it is with him. All right, Tino, we can wrap up shortly. Anything else we want to touch on? Obviously, must-win game tomorrow. I have no idea who's pitching. I have no idea who will be playing in our starting lineup, aside from the top 3 probably being Lindor, Alonso, and Conforto. And then Dom, and probably VR. VR might be a cleanup hitter tomorrow. I don't
It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Is it a night game tomorrow?
I think it is.
Yeah.
We might be able to, 7:20. We might be able to do something again tomorrow night. Maybe I get something steady going. I don't know about everyone else. We'll see if we can get something going, maybe post-game or pre-game or something. But the Knicks don't play.
Knicks don't play for a while. I'm going to try to stream one Met game during the stretch, but I don't want to guarantee that because I'm going to try to focus on the Knicks, being that, I'm going to have some playoff videos. I'll probably go live talk playoffs. But after the I will make a commitment when I have some dead time before the football season. I'm going to try to stream at least 2 Met games a week, if not more. Won't have much to do then, and that's kind of the prime time for me to do baseball content. So I'm looking forward to doing more play-by-play of the Mets. Love the Mets. I've been watching all the games when I've had the opportunity to, like tonight, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So definitely come by the channel. We're gonna get more people over here for the post games, and I can't say thank you enough to all you guys for all the support you guys always show on both platforms. Thank you to whoever popped in tonight. We'll try to do another post game. If not tomorrow, maybe the day, whatever. We'll figure it out. Definitely go to another Mets game soon and continue to try to build up this channel. But thank you to everybody for being here. Really appreciate it. And yeah, Tino, man, had a blast talking some Mets baseball with you for an hour.
Yeah, next time we go to a game, I will bring my GoPro. We will vlog it. We will do some stuff. I didn't even know what to anticipate. I hadn't been to a game in 2 years at that point. I didn't know what was going to happen with COVID. We actually had an incident where someone in our group had to go get tested despite having the vaccine. It was like a whole thing. So yeah, we weren't sure what to expect, but it all went smoothly. So next time we'll definitely do it. AJ, I want to highlight because this is hilarious. Stroman acts like that because he's only 5'7". That is great. That's a great short.
He's got Napoleon syndrome.
He does. It makes a lot of sense when you break it down that way. It really, really does. Because I mean, what else?
He's too flat. I can't take it. He's too flat. Like when he flipped the ball over to first base, he looked like a girl. He looked like a little ballerina. Like just take the ball and flip it to the first baseman.
It's either that or he has an incredibly small package. But either or is a Napoleon syndrome. So it's like, you know. We did not eat the polar bear burger. We got tenders. If I'm not mistaken, yeah, we got tenders.
Where is the polar bear burger?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
I'm gonna have to look that up, Daniel, because next time I go, I'm gonna get it. Where is the polar bear burger?
Any update on Pilar? Oh, I think Cindy said something. Cindy said Pilar tweeted and he said, "Thanks all. I'm okay." I would have to look, but that's good. I mean, I know he's going to get a CAT scan, but if he's tweeting, that's
something we should do when we go. We got to get there early next time. We'll pick out a Braves game. We'll get into the stadium early, and we'll vlog some of the food choices at Citi Field.
Ooh,
I think that'd be a cool video, right?
I'm down with that. I'll also vlog their drink choices, and I'll just get plastered.
Yeah.
No, it's a really good idea. Shake Shack is obviously the big one. The Polar Bear Burger, the Keith Burger. We can do a million things. We can really do a million things. Have you had the dessert stuff there? I always go. It's on the first level.
The cookie dough is good. You had the cookie dough?
The cookie dough. I'm talking about the waffle. They do the waffle ice cream. They do a waffle cone. Yeah, it's on the third base side on the first level. It's like a waffle cone, and it's like an actual waffle, and then they put the ice cream in there. It's like a whole thing. I know.
Wait, like a soft waffle, not one of those
soft waffle. So like not an actual waffle cone. It's like a waffle you would put butter and syrup on. Like it's a whole thing, and then they fold it up and like they put ice cream in there. Yeah, it's really, really good.
That sounds amazing.
Catch up with Frank the Tank, maybe. Yeah, I mean, we could probably reach out to Frank the Tank. I met him at Barstool in the Park one time. He's very funny. Frank doesn't like to be bothered during Mets games. He gets very. You think most Met fans have angst? Frank the Tank has a lot of angst. He gets very worked up in at a Met game. Post game on wins only. I mean, we'll do losses. Look, me and Tino are undefeated. Every game we've streamed so far, we've won. And yeah, I mean, if we only post game wins, I guess that's a coincidence. But we'll post game losses. I have no problem facing the music. No problem.
Big Mike, like I said, man. Football season. I obviously that's. I don't know if you're a subscriber of my channel, Big Mike, but that's my bread and butter. That's one. During football season. I got to do, I got to focus on the Giants, and I'm going to do the Mets, especially if they're in the pennant race down the stretch. I'll definitely be keeping up with the Mets, doing streams, so on and so forth. But from this window now, after the NBA playoffs, hopefully the Knicks go till July or whenever the NBA finals are, but realistically speaking, from probably early to mid-June until mid-August, that 2-month stretch, it's going to be a lot of Mets content on both platforms, so I'm looking forward to it.
100%. And I want to say thank you to all you guys too. I appreciate that. Anyone still left in the chat, still watching, thumbs up, like, subscribe if you haven't already. We appreciate all you guys. We know we got to be steady and consistent on this. We're trying to do it as much as possible, but don't think we forget about you guys. We try to do this whenever we can. I'm always nudging the Entertainah like, it's today the day. It's today the day. And then sometimes I fall off and it's not the day and he falls off it. But it's a team effort, and that's how we consider this. We're a team effort on this, and Mage will be back soon. We'll find a day where he can come on too. And yeah, guys, we appreciate it. Like John said, please like and subscribe. We appreciate it always. And we're gonna get to this more often soon enough.
Yeah. And Simon, a little bit. I could see Sterling Shepard a little bit with Stroman.
I could see some Sterling Shepard, but
a little bit.
Sterling Shepard's so much cooler than Marcus Stroman.
Yeah. Sterling Shepard's the man.
The man. The nicest family. I don't think Stroman wouldn't be married. I don't think Stroman's married.
No, Stroman's definitely a playboy. He's Matt Harvey. He's a Matt Harvey wannabe.
He wants to be a playboy. He's not a play. I mean, maybe he's in the bigs, so he probably can. Yeah, we need Mage, John. I know. I'm getting upset about it too. It's okay. But yeah,
Mage has got like a cult following.
He does. It's scary. No, the Mage mob. You think the bench mob is intimidating? The Mage mob is the most intimidating crowd out there. The 7 line is nothing compared to the Mage mob at Mets games. Nothing.
Mage is growing like a cult following. There's people on this chat. He's got a fan club. He does. He's building something.
Less of a fan club, more of a cult. like what you were saying. It started as a fan club. It was all innocent and harmless, and now it's taking a life of its own. I'm kind of worried about it. I had something else before I left. Damn it, guys. It's okay. It doesn't matter. We started talking about Colts, and now I have no idea what I was going to say. Like, subscribe. I said all that already. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Wasn't that important, I guess. Oh, we never figured out the ice cream spot. I was hoping someone shouted that out. I guess no one's had it.
Oh, no. Yeah, well, it wasn't the ice cream spot. It was the Polar Bear Burger.
Oh, the Polar Bear Burger, too. Yeah, we didn't get any of that.
Yeah, I wanted to find out where that was, but I'm sure we could look that up. And
or we'll just go to the game and just circle the stadium until we find it.
Yeah, next time we go to a game, Polar Bear Burger, 100%. We're going. I think she left, but we're going to Asia's 423 stand. And Tino, one thing I got to say, I got to start doing Met streams again. One of my subscribers, I don't remember the guy's name, when I was doing a play-by-play for the Mets, was in my stream, and he said he worked at one of the fancy restaurants at Citi Field. He was like the head chef, like the restaurant when you first come in on the first level.
Yep.
And he's like, you come in,
like the Honda Club or something.
Yeah, he said when you come. Stadium. Yeah, no, I think there's a Honda Club, maybe, but whatever it is, maybe it's the Hyundai Club, whatever it is. He said when you come in, food's on me, so I got to get that guy. We got to get that guy. We get the fancy food at Citi Field, but I'm looking forward to going back. It's gonna be a lot of fun,
and we'll vlog it, guys. Okay, well that'll be it. It's past midnight. I'm super tired, but I'm running on adrenaline, so I still probably won't sleep for hours at this point. And the Mets won, so we have a lot to be excited about. Thank you all again. We appreciate this. As always, turn on the notification so you know when we have these impromptu post games or pre games or play by plays, whatever we decide to do. Turn the notifications on. Sub. Let's go Mets. That's all I got.
Let's go Mets. Let's get a sweep. Let's beat down the Braves.
Beat down the Braves. That's a good way to end it. Yeah, let's beat down the Bravos. Here we go. Let's go Mets. Peace, guys.